Lesson 7-1, percent of a number. When you hear the word of, this means to multiply. So for example, if we see find 5% of 300, we always think of multiply. So you replace the word of with a multiplication sign. So when we replace the word of, we get 5% times 300. You need to move your decimal point 2 places to the right. So we get 0.05 times 300. And when you do that, you get 15. So this means that 15 is 5% of 300. Pause the video to try a few examples below. The first example says 40% of 70. So you turn it into a decimal and then you multiply it by 70 and you should get your answer of 28. So 40% of 28 is 70. Turn the 0.15 into a decimal and multiply it by 60 and you should get 24. So 15% of 160 is 24. Sometimes you will also be finding percents that are greater than 100. So there's 2 ways to do this. The first one is you write the percent as a fraction and then multiply, or you can write the percent as a decimal and then multiply. And so we're going to look at both ways in a few examples. So let's look at the example of 120% of 75. So for the first example, let's change the percent into a fraction. So we write 120 over 100, or 6/5. So then we have to find 6/5 of 75. So you multiply, and when you get 6/5 of 75, we get 90. The next way you can do it is by turning the percent into a decimal. So to do that, your decimal point is behind the 0. You move it 2 places to the left and you get 1.2. You multiply that by 75 and you're going to get 90 as well. So there's 2 different ways that you can do percents over 100. You can turn it into a fraction and multiply, or you can turn it into a decimal and multiply. Pause the video to try a few examples. The first example is 150 of 20. So this one we're going to turn the percent into a decimal, and we get 1.5 times 20, which will give you 30. For the next example, we're going to turn it into a fraction. So we have 160 over 100, which you can simplify this down to 8 over 5, and then you're going to multiply that by 20, which is going to give you 56. Pause the video to complete the lesson review. Make sure you show me this lesson review for verification of watching this video.